Being alone is a deficient mode of being, with its possibilities a proof for the latter, meaning being alone actually cannot always be considered to be a good, healthy, productive, righteous, sovereign, or powerful kind of being or state of affairs, because being alone can also sometimes lead to stagnation, nihilism, meaninglessness, and drive ourselves into the abyss of depression, despair, disorientation, frustration. And we're not going to be able to live at all. We're not going to think, we're not going to live, we're not going to make mistakes, we're not going to drive and grind for meaning, significance, life, happiness, relationships, friendships, ambitions at all. Once we become nihilistic, once we become pessimistic, once we become self aware, self conscious, or more than that is absolutely necessary, anyways. So, thinking, consciousness, nihilism all have their own limitations. If we attain them, if we try to go beyond them, then everything becomes meaningless, everything loses significance, worth, and we say that it would be better if there was nothing at all. We don't support, agree with life and the continuation of the system. Because if we are not there, then who will be there? If we stop living, if we end ourselves, then that is obviously a disadvantage, a shortcoming. And it's not in our interest at all to end ourselves just because we're dealing with pessimism, nihilism, because of too much or more self awareness than we should have developed, or because everything does not have a purpose, meaning, inherence in or by self. Everything seems meaningless, worthless, aimless, does not mean we should end everything. Everything has potential, everything continues as it should. So we have to accept that absurdity, nihilism, pessimism of ourselves, of our own attitudes, behaviors, actions, and also behind everything else, and still continue with all that is, still accept, embrace reality as it happens, as it unfolds, unwraps, unravels self before ourselves, because there is nothing fundamentally that we can do either to change our worldview, which has already developed and happened, or to change anything about ourselves. We cannot remove anything else either. So being alone is sufficient mode of thing, but being with others is healthy, productive also. Exposure is also equally important in our lives. Without exposure, we fall into nihilism and drive ourselves into depression, despair, disorientation, frustration, existential crises, and rage anyways. So being alone has always had its own limits and prohibitions. And if we overstep the bounds of moderation, everything ceases to be good, healthy, or exciting anymore. So overstepping